Today on Investigate TV Plus, fearing a common food because it could be deadly for your child.
Having a kid with food allergies, you pretty much have to think about allergies at all times.
We examine how doctors have changed their message to patients, plus a breakthrough treatment.
Once you actually see the results of it and the peace that it can bring, I think it's amazing.
Then, inaccurate information in a national database could be costing you money.
You could wind up paying hundreds or even thousands of dollars more in premiums unfairly.
An in-depth look at the system that holds the power to potentially raise your insurance rates and how to check for fake claims hiding under your name.
And finding a way to overcome life's obstacles.
Can't find my food on my plate sometimes. When I go out in that cage, I see 20/20 as far as I'm concerned.
How a batting coach's unseen ability is inspiring young athletes to persevere.
In-depth stories that inform and inspire. You're watching Investigate TV Plus. Long considered a medical mystery, families dealing with peanut allergies historically had just one recommendation from doctors: avoidance. I'm Lee Zurich.
And Auntie Chappelle. But over the last decade, that guidance has reversed, and recent research shows peanut allergies among children have declined significantly. However, it's a dangerous, potentially life-threatening condition that still affects around 1.5 million children in the United States.
One of the major risks is anaphylaxis, a severe allergic response that can cause airways to close and blood pressure to drop. So it's welcome news when new treatments are developed and introduced.
And experts believe there's now a way to help prevent peanut allergies altogether.
Like this much.
For Parker Herring, it doesn't get much better than a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
You can't do peanut butter and jelly without milk.
But until recently, this 7-year-old couldn't touch one, let alone eat one.
There was a time when you couldn't eat peanut butter. How did that make you feel?
Bad.
When Parker was 6 months old, his mom, Christy, took him to an allergist following a reaction he had after eating eggs. It turns out that wasn't the only allergy doctors would diagnose.
We had labs done, which discovered that he had a peanut allergy.
Parker had never had peanuts before, and since he had no family history, no previous known allergies, and no asthma or eczema, Christy says the diagnosis was a total surprise.
Having a kid with food allergies, you pretty much have to think about allergies at all times, which is the hardest part. But I always think, it could be so much worse, and we are blessed. So I try to keep a positive attitude.
Have you ever feared for his life?
Yes.
Take a scoop. There you go, bud.
So you might be wondering how we got here. For the last few years, Parker has been taking part in a groundbreaking treatment called oral immunotherapy.
We do daily doses of peanut butter each day.
How it works is patients are slowly introduced to peanuts with an increasing dose over time. The goal? No more reactions.
He was able to consume 3 tablespoons, which is very exciting. Probably the happiest day, I think, of our life.
In 2020, the FDA approved OIT for children, and while it does have risk, it has been shown to be effective in up to 80% of research trials. It's just one recent advancement helping people fight back against peanut allergies. But it turns out there's also something that can be done before those allergies even develop. It's called early exposure, introducing common allergenic foods like peanuts to babies around 4 to 6 months old when they start eating other solid foods.
The immune system seeing a food through the gut in a child under year 1, that tends to lead to tolerance of the food.
Tulane University's Dr. Margaret Huntwork says it's particularly important for peanuts.
Allergies to egg and milk are often outgrown when they're developed in early childhood, but peanut is one that tends to stick with people throughout their lives.
The American Academy of Pediatrics had once recommended delaying peanut introduction until the age of 3. But a landmark study in 2015 proved it can actually help prevent allergies. So the organization changed course and began recommending it for higher-risk children. That guidance evolved over the years, and by 2021, the recommendation had expanded to encourage early introduction for all infants without a history or prior reaction.
I think it's safe to say that in all likelihood, there are tens of thousands of kids today that don't have food allergy that may have if we hadn't made these recommendations about early allergen introduction.
Dr. David Hill is lead author of an observational study released in October 2025, indicating the recommendation reversal is working, drastically lowering allergy risk. According to the research, peanut allergy rates in children under the age of 3 have dropped about 43% over the last decade.
It's absolutely huge. We felt it was the right time and it was important for us to ask the question, okay, are we actually seeing the intended effects? And encouragingly, in the cohort that we studied, we are seeing those effects.
I wonder if it would have helped me.
For Lydia Garcia-Liu, the breakthrough in peanut allergies came too late. She was born well before early exposure guidelines were introduced and has lived with her allergy for nearly 7 decades.
I think I knew from a very early age, because my reaction was so strong, that I had to be really careful what I ate.
But despite the available treatments today, Lydia hasn't tried them.
Every medication has an upside and a downside. There's a whole list of precautions. So I think that's one thing that has stopped me from trying different things.
Instead, she's mastered vigilance and says she hasn't had a full-blown reaction in over 20 years. But it's always in the back of her mind.
People need to understand that this can be a serious situation, like a heart attack, like a stroke, like a seizure.
One of the major risks is anaphylaxis, a severe allergic reaction that can cause airways to close and blood pressure to drop. Peanuts are one of the most common triggers and the leading cause of pediatric food-induced anaphylactic hospitalizations.
The reactions can be very serious and life-threatening.
But even with progress, Hill cautions early introduction isn't a cure-all for everyone.
There are still going to be kids that develop food allergy in spite of early allergen introduction, and that's because food allergy is a complex condition that has multiple causes.
For those families, he offers this message.
That we haven't forgotten about you and that we're working really hard to understand new ways that we can prevent food allergy as well as better ways to treat and cure this disease.
It's been a challenge.
For the Herring family, managing a peanut allergy is just part of their new reality.
We just take it one day at a time.
But Parker is learning to savor life in new ways his parents thought might never be possible.
Is there such thing as too much peanut butter?
No, not for me.
It's not easy, but once you actually see the results of it and the peace that it can bring, I think it's amazing.
When it comes to early introduction, here's what the experts we spoke with recommend. If you have an infant, with your pediatrician's guidance, start introducing peanut products around 4 to 6 months, once they're eating other solids. Start small, then feed peanut foods regularly at least twice a week through the first year and beyond. Never give whole peanuts due to choking risk. And if your child already has a peanut allergy, ask your doctor about available treatment options.
Still ahead, a brother's legacy shines bright in a dark room.
And when I've talked to people that come in, I hear similar stories to kind of remind me of my brother.
How opening a film studio helped turn grief into community connection.
Everybody's kind of getting to know each other in a way, you know? It's a really beautiful thing.
But first, a violation of privacy and property. We break down how insurance fraud can cost a homeowner time and money, plus the steps you can take to protect yourself.
The costs associated with owning a home include more than just the mortgage payment. Oftentimes, you have to pay for home insurance, too.
We uncovered how a fraudulent insurance claim or even a mistake on a claim could impact your premiums for years. For one Georgia homeowner, she says a fake claim for fire damage sparked a months-long battle to clear her record.
Investigative reporter Andy Parati has her warning to help you avoid a potential increase in your rates.
Okay, so this is a double island granite countertop.
Like a host on HGTV, Renee Arbogast shows off her home renovation. From this mess in 2023 to this, a new kitchen, sunroom, and living room.
You know, I really love like a clean look, European look. So the design is perfect. Like the energy feels really good in my home.
While it looks like a peaceful sanctuary, the Georgia homeowner feels like she recently went to war with her homeowner's insurer. It started in March 2025 after her husband got an alert on his phone about an insurance claim filed for fire damage.
You know, my initial thought was, is there a fire? Where are you? And he's like, no, I'm at the house. There's nothing here.
There was no fire. For weeks, Renee pleaded with the insurance company to investigate the fire claim as fraud.
So has anyone from the insurance company checked out your home to verify that?
That is the craziest thing because we're like, can't send somebody out, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that seem rational?
The Georgia Office of Commissioner of Insurance and Safety Fire investigated, revealing that Renee's insurance company did not confirm the property owner's name when it accepted the claim. And if this information had been verified, a claim would not have been initiated.
Case closed, right? Not exactly. When the insurance adjuster recorded the false fire claim on Renee's home, it wasn't just documented with her insurance company, it was placed on a database for nearly every insurance company in the country to access.
It's called the Comprehensive Loss Underwriting Exchange, or CLU. Every time a consumer starts a home or car insurance claim, is denied coverage, or gets paid after submitting a claim, it's uploaded to the database. The CLU report is active for up to 7 years. An inaccurate or fraudulent claim can impact what you pay in insurance.
You could wind up paying hundreds or even thousands of dollars more in premiums unfairly.
Michael DeLong is an advocacy associate with the Consumer Federation of America. The consumer watchdog group says it's unclear how often flawed CLU reports like Renee's are submitted because the insurance industry doesn't share the information with anyone other than insurance companies themselves.
Insurance companies have a fairly long history of treating consumers poorly. And if there's a mistake that, say, is against the consumer, they may not make fixing that a high priority.
And I love the granite here. Is amazing.
After months of reaching out to her insurance company, it removed Renee's false fire claim from the CLU database.
Safety fire.
She's sharing her story because she had no idea, no clue it could happen to her.
And for other families that may be going through this. And I think most people don't have the resources, for us to advocate in this way has cost us so many thousands of dollars alone.
If you feel an invalid claim was submitted or you want to check for inaccurate information that could result in higher premiums, the Fair Credit Reporting Act entitles you to a free copy of your CLU report once a year. You can contact LexisNexis, the company that maintains the database, to obtain your copy. If you find a mistake, it can also help get clarification from the reporting insurance company. CLU reports can only be requested by the owner, insurer, or lender of the property.
Still to come, ditching the digital grind for photos developed by hand.
It's nice to be able to do something that's creative that doesn't involve computers.
How a community darkroom is encouraging an interest in film photography.
Then later, paving the way for young athletes to see their potential.
Yeah, he can't see it, but he puts the pieces together.
How an unlikely batting coach is teaching players to knock it out of the park.
Seeking an escape from screens and finding it in a film studio. A survey of 5,000 aspiring photographers found a majority said that they would learn the skill if they had access to a darkroom.
One studio in Portland, Oregon is answering that call by giving artists a chance to not just develop their photos, but share their craft with others.
Reporter Iowa Lee shows us how it all started with community in mind.
When I'm shooting film and printing film, there's all these moments where you don't know what you got, and you're like, you're taking something, you're kind of putting it in a magic bag, and then later you go into the darkroom and open the bag, and then you see what you got.
That's the sort of magic you'll find at Franklin Photo, a community darkroom space in St. John's. Bobby Abramson is the co-founder.
Mostly people are shooting things out there in the world, and so we're discovering what people see in their lives, you know, and everybody's kind of getting to know each other in a way, you know. It's a really beautiful thing.
The studio offers a sliding scale darkroom membership, classes, gallery space, and more for those looking to shoot on film. Jason Kaplan, who is also a co-founder, shares why there's renewed interest in the medium.
In some ways, it's nostalgia, especially for people my age and older. And I think some of it is too, as Bobby mentioned, that people spend a lot of time looking at screens when they're at work these days, and it's nice to be able to do something that's creative that doesn't involve computers.
I just bought this today, $50.
Oh,
Vintage.
The longtime friends and photographers had thought about opening up a space like this for several years, but with the sudden passing of Bobby's brother Franklin, that vision became more clear. With the hope that he'd do something with the community in mind, Franklin left his brother money, creating the ability to develop the studio.
It just feels really good for me. I mean, it was a devastating blow when he passed, and so yeah, to be able to do something, I feel his presence, and when I've talked to people that come in, I hear similar stories to kind of remind me of my brother. There's things about them that remind me, and so I feel like my brother's here in spirit.
Up next, seeing beyond the swing.
Who in the world would ever guess I would be good at teach you how to hit a moving baseball?
How a batting coach is helping transform young lives by overcoming personal challenges. Each year, Omaha, Nebraska hosts some of the nation's best baseball players competing for the Men's College World Series.
Just north of the city, you'll find a hitting coach who's turned his barn into a batting cage that's become more than the place to perfect a swing.
Reporter Clayton Collier shows us how he's inspiring young athletes by overcoming the curveball life through his way.
Just north of Omaha, in the neighborhood of Ponca Hills, you won't find a baseball diamond, but there are endless pearls of wisdom that begin at the driveway.
The smooth, straight pass seldom leads anywhere. Goes past hitting, kind of like life's lessons.
Inside this barn-turned batting cage, a quaint and cluttered love letter to the game, many of the state's best hitters go to learn from Mark Wetzel.
Nice.
He's a great coach. He knows exactly what he's doing. It's like he's the best hitting coach I've ever had.
He knows everything about the swing.
You would never know.
I'm legally blind. I have macular degeneration of the retina.
Growing up, Mark was obsessed with baseball.
I wanted to be Mickey Mantle and played a lot of ball.
His condition forced him to quit the game when he was just 14.
I think at first I was pretty upset. I couldn't play ball anymore.
But Mark wasn't ready to give up his passion for hitting.
I was looking for something to do, something I could do and be good at. Who in the world would ever guessed I would be good at teach you how to hit a moving baseball? But when I found out I could be good at it, then I really took it and ran with it.
It's turned into a 40-year career.
I should be able to tell when the ball hits the bat.
Spanning from teaching young boys and girls to minor league hitting gigs and brushes with some of the game's greatest, including Albert Pujols and a decades-long friendship with Tony Gwynn.
If you saw me in a grocery store or in a restaurant with my wife, you wouldn't bring your boy here to hit with me.
It is 12:53 p.m.
I can't find my food on my plate sometimes. When I go out in that cage, I see 20/20 as far as I'm concerned.
So how does he do it? Well, Mark has some peripheral vision.
I think he's starting to get it.
But straight ahead is where the real magic happens.
I can see that profile against that wall. I can see any kind of movement, the slightest bit of movement, or excess energy, or tightness, or weight shift.
A phenomenon you have to see to believe.
People are like, how is that possible? Like, there's no way that he can be as good as another hitting coach if he can't see. So I just kind of explain it to them and just tell them, like, Yeah, he can't see it, but he like puts the pieces together.
Some might even say he has eyes in the back of his head. Connor Gersh is a second-generation student of Mark's. His father, former Nebraska outfielder Andy Gersh, first went to blind guy hitting almost 25 years ago.
Takes me back. It's like time traveling. Even from the drive up, reminds me of driving up here with my dad. For him to overcome his seeing situation and to be able to turn it into something incredible just tells you a lot about him and his ability to persevere.
Mark's walls are littered with memorabilia and motivation. His lessons and his story are about so much more than baseball.
It really shows the saying of like, don't judge a book by its cover.
Even if it's outside your comfort zone, and even if it may be a little weird, try it and see if it fits for you. You should at least give everybody a chance, because it could be one of the best things that ever happens to you, as it was for me.
Mark met a bump in the road and kept going. Now he's paved the way for thousands of young athletes to see things a little differently.
It's almost a blessing. I don't know. I always thought when it happened, I thought, well, someday I'll win the lottery. It's going to be a payback here somehow. Well, I think I'm already living it. Doing what I love to do, being around great people, great kids.
Macular degeneration is a progressive disease, so when we asked Mark what will happen if his vision gets any worse, he said, I can always become an umpire. That's a great line.
I'm a softball mom, and that tickles me.
I bet it does. You bring your daughter there to get some lessons.
You know,
he is good.
He is so good, and the kids are learning so much more than just perfect form and how to hit, but life lessons.
I loved
well.
watching all the signs around his place. You can kind of see him in the background of that story. Really inspiring. That's it for us here on Investigate TV Plus. I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm Tisha Powell. Thanks for watching. On the next Investigate TV Plus, saving lives and legacies with a first-of-its-kind program.
It's a way for me to have it affordable for me and stay in my home and still be a part of this neighborhood.
We uncover the families forced to move out of neighborhoods and one community's solution to help their struggling homeowners from putting their houses on the market.